What is going on, everyone? We knew that the offensive line was going to be huge this upcoming year for the Houston Texans. A rookie will be starting week one, whether it's CJ Stroud or Bryce Young. If you have Bryce Young concerns and injury concerns, then you want the Houston Texans to heavily invest into the offensive line. I think they did. AR-15 or Will Levis, you want to make sure these rookie QBs have a solid offensive line. We've seen two other Houston Texans rookie QBs behind two horrible offensive line. Derek Carr was absolutely murdered, and as was Deshaun Watson as well. I don't want history to repeat itself, and it hasn't. I think general manager Nick Caserio and head coach DeMeco Ryans did a great job of investing into this offensive line this season, and they are still going to. I think we are one center away from being a damn good O-line. But before we get into all that, guys, welcome to the 713 Houston Sportcast. I am your host, Ruben Calvillo. I drop daily Houston Texans content over here. Make sure you guys are following me on Twitter at 713HSP. Times are exciting, man. It is glad to be a Houston Texans fan. And it starts with number 78, Laramie Tunstall. He should have got the All-Pro. Now, it was criminal that he wasn't. Only one sack allowed, and you just made him the highest paid left tackle in the NFL, which he completely deserves. If you paid attention to the length of contracts Nick Caserio gave out, the only 3-year deal was given to Laramie Tunstall. He is here for the next 4 years. He says that the Houston Texans are on the right track. He's not dumb also. He knows we still need to keep rebuilding. He said that quarterback and wide receiver were needs going into the draft. He commented on the Pat McAfee show with Bryce Young and the eye emojis. He commented under my short and said, I'm glad to be here. Laramie Tunstall right now is embodying Houston, and he is just showing some love. I am excited for what Laramie Tunstall does this season. Now, the guy next to him, Kenyan Green, the most penalized rookie this year with 14, 4 sacks allowed. He had a very up and down year, right? Taken with the 16th overall pick, the first guard off their board. It was either him or Zion Johnson for the Houston Texans. Zion Johnson had a damn good season, a damn good rookie season. Nonetheless, Kenyan Green, it was up and down. However, his last 3 games, Kenyan Green did very good. Didn't allow a sack. He is going to get better. He is already getting the bus name thrown at him. I don't think that whatsoever. He just needs to go in the weight room, get some muscles, beef himself up a little bit, and then you also got to consider the center position, which is so huge for our offensive line. It's so huge for a rookie guard. Well, he thought he was going to be going in with Justin Britt, and it only took us one game to realize he should never play football ever again. Scott Quisenberry stepped in, and I think did a very good job. There is a reason why he is back with the Houston Texans, right? Stepped up, was very solid. However, this is a need going into this draft. I am not sure why the Houston Texans didn't go out there and sign a veteran center. I would have felt much more comfortable, with a veteran center, snap into a rookie QB. But it looks like the Houston Texans will be going with a rookie center and a rookie quarterback. Garrett Bradbury signed back with the Minnesota Vikings. We talked about him a lot. Bradley Bozeman signed back with the Panthers. We talked about him a lot. Jake Brendel re-signed with the 49ers, and all deals that were very cheap. So it was kind of, not concerning, but we were wondering why the Houston Texans didn't prioritize center, because I absolutely did. But then they traded for Shaq Mason, right guard, last season, played for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and there's already, I think, some talks about him being a Houston Texan and getting extended. Only 1 sack allowed last season. There is a reason why Tom Brady told the Tampa Bay front office to trade him. To trade for him, because he was with the New England Patriots, and now he is here. Nick Caserio, that Patriot connection, obviously, but a veteran and a very good one. Like I said, only 1 sack allowed. One of the best run blocking guards in the NFL, a top 10 at that, a top 10 in pass blocking as well. That was a home run hit for the Houston Texans, and it was kind of, if you remember at that time, it was very quiet. We weren't making any moves. We traded for Robert Woods, and it was Shaq Mason, and then it was Jimmy Ward, man. And Jimmy Ward, we are going to talk about in tomorrow's video, because the Houston Texans are building their own no-fly zone. But I like what Shaq Mason does, right? Veteran for the center and veteran for Titus Howard, and what a great segue. Titus Howard had himself a year, and towards the end, we had to move him to guard because there were just so many injuries across the board. But he made himself in contention to be extended. And I hope the Houston Texans extend Titus Howard, right? I think the last pick from the Bill O'Brien era finally found himself a home at right tackle after moving all over the offensive line. Overall, I think this O-line has potential to be a top 15 offensive line in this league. They will be coached by Chris Strausser, former Indianapolis Colts offensive line coach. So I am excited for that. Nonetheless, this is the offensive line breakdown. Let me know which other position group you guys want me to do. As always, go Texans. And as always, you guys have a very blessed day.